And Coleman comes down with it. And ball gets knocked away. Wasatch on the break. Kicks over to Martindale with the little jumper. Martindale's up and good. Back-to-back buckets by Sydney Martindale. It's a 6-2 lead for Wasatch. Coach Wagstaff, second home game as head coach. Calling out the play for South Summit. Rideout's low baseline. Has to skip up top again to Reedhead. Reedhead tries to go inside to Hannah Peterson. It goes out of her hands. Good pass, just a little bit late. Slips out of Hannah's hands. And it'll be Wasatch basketball. Several subs coming into the ball game for Wasatch. Number 3, Megan Thatcher. And number 5, Sadie Tolis. And number 3, I'll have to get that one as well. Only number 3 is Sierra Foote. We'll go with that. All right, so Wasatch leading 6-2. We're halfway through the first quarter. And Foote now out on the right elbow. Guarded there by Wolstenhume. Goes up top. Number 31 is checked into the ball game. Goes over to Coleman. Inside in the lane. She goes up, and she's going to travel. Ball went in, but she drugged that pivot foot just a hair. Turnover Wasatch. It'll be South Summit basketball. Number 31 is checked into the game. Samantha Berg. So Reedhead will bring it up for the Wildcats. Finds McKay. Good shooting team out here out on the three-point line with Wolstenhume and Ridealch. Reedhead, the cutter, does a lot of the ball handling, and with that pressure, South Summit forces the turnover. It'll be South Summit basketball. As we mentioned, probably the best thing this team does is play unbelievable good defense. And so they'll go right inside to Nichols. Nichols puts it up. Nice inbounds play. As she was turned, Wasatch fell asleep a little bit there. Hannah got the pass in quickly to Natalie. She went up quickly, gets fouled, and Nichols will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Great decision by Nichols there. She knew if she wasn't getting that shot, she'd at least get fouled.
Jeremy, welcome. Good to have you. Nichols gets the first one, and Natalie gets on the board for her first shot. First point. It's a 6-3 lead for Wasatch. Natalie can cut it to 2 with the second free throw. 3:37 left, first quarter. Nichols' second shot is up. Both of them perfect. Natalie, beautiful shooting there from the free throw line. Gets her second point. It's a 6-4 lead for Wasatch. And Reedhead now will apply the pressure on the defense. Berg guarded there by Hannah Peterson. Goes up top to Foote. Foote swings to the right side to Martindale. Ball knocked away, able to get it back by Berg. Martindale, little jumper again. Wow. Martindale, great shooting there for Wasatch. Her third bucket of the quarter. 6 of the 8 points for Wasatch. It's an 8-4 lead. Settles into a 2-3 zone Wasatch is playing. Sydney Vadrine is checked into the ball game for South Summit. And Reedhead goes up top to Ridealch. And South Summit taking their time against this 2-3 zone defense. Goes baseline to Vadrine. Vadrine goes cross court to Ridealch. Inside, beautiful pass from Ridealch to Vadrine. No good, but Nichols with the board. And Nichols will clear it for South Summit. Good offensive rebound by the senior. And they'll set the offense again. Reedhead gets into the lane, kicks out to Peterson with the jumper. No good. And Nichols clears it again to Ridealch with the 3. And Rachel Ridealch with her 5th point of the night. Kept alive there by Natalie Nichols. Kept that possession going for 2 offensive boards. And Rachel Ridealch makes it pay with the 3-pointer. And Sydney Vadrine gets the loose ball. She steps on the line. It'll be Wasatch basketball.
Just shows how important those offensive rebounds are, Cody. You get that second chance, 3 points when they almost had nothing. Yep. Great job.
Extra possessions. And the more possessions, obviously, the more shots you get up, the more shots you get up, the more you make. South Summit trims the lead to 1, 8-7 lead. Good ball game started here between Wasatch just over the mountain and South Summit. Wasatch, good size 4A team now, as they're well into the 1300s in student body, about 4 to 5 times bigger than South Summit. South Summit battle them right here as Foote gets a 3-pointer. Ridealch goes for another quick one. It's no good. Berg gets the rebound, and Martindale's on the break for Wasatch. Kicks off to Coleman. Coleman tries to get herself going. Pushes it out top to Foote. Martindale with the jumper. Martindale no good, but Coleman with the offensive board, and Ridealch will foul her. And just as we mentioned, South Summit doing well on the offensive glass. Wasatch gets back-to-back offensive rebounds, and Coleman will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. The foul is on number 21, Rachel Reidalch, her first team foul on South Summit. Coleman will shoot 2. 11-7 lead for the Wasps. First one by Coleman is good. 12-7 lead as Coleman gets the nice bucket. And we'll get a chance at a second one. 1:46 left in this first period. Out on the court for South Summit, Vadrine, Nichols, Reidalch, Sammy Rogers, the sophomores checked in, along with Reedhead. Rogers brings some nice size in, the sophomore, about a 6-footer. And is a little bit young, but getting more experience every day. She had a tough break last year. Had a little break in her leg just under the kneecap. Kept her from playing about half the season last year. She's trying to catch up and doing a great job, giving some good varsity minutes. They go inside to her. Ball's knocked away. His foot came from behind. Knocks it out, and Wasatch is on the break. Martindale into the lane. Goes up high. Rims out. No good. Loose ball. Berg picks it up, gets the shot, and Berg gets her first bucket of the night. It's a 15-7 lead now for the Wasp, as the Wasp stand by 8 points. They go cross court to Reidalch with the jumper, no good. Fight for the board. Rogers keeps it alive. Nichols comes down with it. Third offensive rebound for Natalie Nichols as Rachel Reidalch gets in the lane. Nice take by Rachel. Ball's blocked away, and we got a call. Ooh, a little break there for South Summit. Looked pretty clean. Sammy Rogers will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And the foul is on Berg, number 31, her second personal foul. Third team foul on Wasatch as Rogers will go to the free throw line. Rogers' first shot is up short, no good. And checking in, McKay Wolstenhume will give Taylor Reedhead a little breather. South Summit needs a little run here to finish out this quarter. Down by 8 already. Giving up 15 points in this quarter is too many for Coach Wagstaff, I'm sure. As Wasatch has shot well in this first quarter. Rogers' second free throw is up and no good. Misses both. Reidalch with a great job on the offensive board. She's able to set it again for South Summit. Goes up top to Wolstenhume. Vadrine tries a 3. It's deep. No good. Another offensive board. Fourth one for Natalie Nichols. Her fourth point of the night. Beautifully placed there. She's hustling on the offensive glass. Gets the putback. Cuts the lead to 6. 15-9.
Great positioning there by Natalie.
She just hustles. Good rebounding is typically all about energy, and she's doing a great job. That's a travel turnover Wasatch, so South Summit doing just what they needed to finish off this quarter with 33 seconds left. It's got a chance to trim it to 4. And Nichols will inbound to McKay Wolstenhume. Wasatch continuing to go in a 2-3. Number 30 for Wasatch is checked into the ball game. Bethany Burnham, a 6-foot junior, as South Summit goes baseline, tries to go inside, and McKay Wolstenhume gets it on the left block. And good hustle by Wasatch. Number 11, Bills, knocks it out of bounds. It'll be South Summit basketball again. 13 seconds left in the quarter. Nichols will inbound to McKay. Got to go for one shot here, prevent Wasatch from another possession. They go cross court to Nichols. Nichols goes down low to Rogers. Down to 4. Somebody's got to shoot it. 1 second. Put it up, McKay, as it goes up. It's got a chance. No good off the glass. And with that, South Summit will go into the first quarter huddle, trailing by 6, 15-9. We're at the start of the second quarter. Wasatch leading 15-9. Jeremy Fierro, Cody Bowen. Holiday basketball at South Summit. Feels like holiday weather out there. gotten cold. It's nice to be inside this gym where these girls are playing well, down by 6 to a big 4A neighboring Wasatch. And ought to be a good test tonight for South Summit. Short-handed, missing Sierra Davis, Josie Graycheck, and a little limped up Sydney Vadrine, who's giving it a go. So South Summit will start on the defensive end. Wasatch and Martindale will check in. And goes now to a cutting Hardman. Hardman goes up. She's fouled. She'll go to the free throw line. Nice cut there by Wasatch. And the one South Summit Wildcat, Taylor Hardman, will go to the free throw line. Just a sophomore, 5'10 sophomore. First shot is up, and it's good. Beautiful shot there by Taylor. Nice rotation, 16-9, her first point of the game for Taylor.
Very impressed with this Wasatch team's shooting ability so far, Cody.
Yeah, they're shooting a high percentage, and all really shoot with good mechanics. Nice rotation. 8-point lead again for Wasatch. Rideouts will bring it up for the Wildcats. Skips over to McKay. McKay trying to find somebody low. Goes baseline to Rachel. Now right wing, cross court over to Vadrine. South Summit trying to work the ball around this zone. See if they can't find some gaps. They now go lopside, and it's stolen. Great job there as Coleman kicks off to Martindale. Left-handed layup. Beautiful by Martindale. Great left-handed shot under pressure. Laid it up softly. She gets fouled, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot another free throw. It's her 8th point of the night. Foul is on number 2, McKay Wolstenhume, her second. She'll have to check out. Reedhead will come in. Third team foul on South Summit. 19-9 lead for Wasatch. Martindale close to double figures already. She's hitting some great jumpers, and that one was a good finish off the drive. Ball's fought for, and coming out with it, Vadrine on the long rebound. She'll lose it out of bounds. Turnover, South Summit. And South Summit now dangerously in jeopardy of getting quite a ways down here in this second quarter, trailing by 10, as Wasatch has just been sneaking little by little away lately. Another nice curl by Hardman, no good. Nice rebound by Hannah Peterson, and Hannah brings it out for South Summit. South Summit fortunate not to be down 12 as Peterson goes over to Reedhead. Reedhead down low to Vadrine, tries to go inside to Nicole Fitzgerald. And once again, South Summit having a hard time as Bills comes out with the steal. Goes over to Coleman. Coleman goes hard up the glass and finishes. And Ashlyn Coleman gets the bucket. 12-point lead now for the Wasps. And they lead 21-9, 6:43 left second quarter. South Summit turnovers leading to easy buckets for Wasatch. Got to control the ball better as Taylor now goes inside to Vadrine. Again, ball stolen away by Martindale off that left side. She'll come up high. No good, a little out of control. Good defense there by South Summit. Hardman dishes back up to a jumper. Number 23 for the Wasp is Sarah Hone. She gets the bucket. Coach Wagstaff wants a timeout. Things getting a little out of hand as Wasatch leads 23-9. We'll take a timeout. Timeout brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare Park City. Down 14, it'll be timeout, South Summit. South Summit trailing by 14, 6:22 left in the second quarter. Wildcats down 23-9, need to get something going offensively as Taylor Reedhead will bring it up for South Summit. Gotten in a little bit of trouble on that baseline. See if they can't start finding some high post looks as Ridealch goes right wing, tries to get into the lane. Ball's knocked off, stolen again, and once more Wasatch is out on the break. Martindale with the easy look. And Martindale now into double figures with her 10th point and consecutive buckets. About 4 possessions in a row from a South Summit turnover to a Wasatch fast break. Ties them up as Bills and Peterson get tied up. Fortunately for the Wildcats, possession arrow turning to White. Hannah Peterson will inbound for South Summit. And Snyder goes over to Reedhead with the deep 3. No good. And out with it comes Coleman. Wasatch running again. This time South Summit able to get back on defense. They'll clear up top to Martindale. Martindale over to Hardman. Cutter into Hone. Coleman. Now South Summit's gone to his own. See if they can't slow down the cutting of Wasatch. Inside, Coleman gets the look and is going to be fouled by, looks like Peterson. And that'll be the South Summit 4th team foul and Hannah Peterson's first personal foul. And Coleman will go to the free throw line. 25-9 lead for the Wasps. As Wasatch has gone on a 10-0 run. It was 15-9. Now 11-0 run, lead by 17. And things getting out of hand here for South Summit.
Well, turnovers, Cody. I mean, that's the story of the ball game so far. 5 turnovers in a row there led to 10 points.
Yep, easy points. Unfortunately, missed free throw and coming down with it, Rydalch. And Rachel will bring it up for South Summit. Rachel will clear it. Needs to get a good shot here. Haven't gotten a good one for several possessions. Trying to find some baseline to Reedhead as Nichols putting a good screen on the baseline. Ball was knocked away by Coleman. It'll be South Summit basketball in the corner. Hannah now will inbound for South Summit. They go up top to Rydalch. And down to baseline, trying to find Snyder. Not much of a window there, and stolen one more time by Wasatch. And bring it up for the Wasps. Bills. 2-3 zone for South Summit. Trying to slow down this quick-tempoed offense of Wasatch. Shooting a very high percentage thus far as they move the ball around the perimeter. Reedhead and Rydalch up top. Wasatch wants a timeout. We'll take one as well. Things not going well for South Summit, trailing 26-9. Take a quick timeout. .450 left, second quarter, inbounding for Wasatch after a timeout. As Rydalch tries to go for the steal, opens up a lane to Martindale, misses the easy one. Peterson comes down with a nice defensive board. South Summit trying to build a little momentum here and goes to Rydalch, slips out of Rachel's hands. Another turnover. Coach Wagstaff is not going to like the turnover total. In this first half, it's got to be well over 10. As it seems like nearly every possession's ending with the turnover as they go baseline to Coleman. Good close out there by Snyder. Snyder, Nichols, and Peterson down low with Rydalch and Reedhead up top. They go inside to Coleman. Coleman off the glass, no good. Fight for the board. Nichols comes down with it. Quickly, Natalie on the left side. Pulls up for a little jumper. Great shot there by Natalie. Little hard off the glass, and Martindale comes out quickly for the Wasps. Passes off to Coleman, and Coleman with the left hand. Beautifully done there. Ashlyn Coleman on the assist from Martindale. And one more time, a quick basket from Wasatch on the break. Beautiful assist there from Martindale. It's now a 28-9 lead for Wasatch.
That was a beautiful pass by Martindale there, Cody. She put it the only spot she could get it for her teammate to make that left-handed layup.
And things getting ugly here for the Lady Cats. 4:04 left in this second quarter. Nicole Fitzgerald checks in for Snyder. And Coleman trying to finish off the three-point play. Coleman having a big half into double figures as well. Her free throw's good. It's now a 20-point lead we mentioned, a 14-0 run and counting for Wasatch. South Summit unable to find the bucket here as of late. In fact, haven't scored this entire quarter. Rydalch goes up top to Peterson. Over to Rydalch, takes an open three, no good. Fight for the board, and Coleman gets the rebound, lowers her head, and off she goes, trying to get in the lane. Does, up off the glass, no good. Great rebound by Peterson. Now South Summit trying to run a bit. Peterson goes left, goes up high, and Martindale will foul her. Good job by Hannah, pressing the issue. Will go to the free throw line. Oh, they're going to call it down, unfortunately, for South Summit. Would have sent Hannah to the free throw line. They'll take it on the baseline as McKay Wolstenham checks in for Rachel Rydalch.
3:35 left in this corner. I think South Summit's only shot it twice so far this quarter, and both were three-pointers from the wing.
A lot of them been on that right side. They seem to work their way to that right side quite often. Got to skip this ball. There's a good skip. Get this defense moving a little bit as McKay goes up top to Reedhead. Reedhead gets into the lane, kicks out to Natalie. There's a good-looking jumper. Short, but Nicole Fitzgerald with good position down low has the ball knocked out from behind her, so it'll stay South Summit basketball. Good ball movement that time by South Summit, making that defense go back and forth. Opens up a good shot for Natalie as they go to McKay. Wide open shot on the left side. Get in, no good. McKay and the rebound inside, and she's going to be fouled. And it's number 5, Sadie Tolis, with the rebound. 16 foul on South Summit. Next one will put them in the bonus. 3:12 left. South Summit needs a bucket. Inbounding will go to Martindale. Martindale, a great little player. Good ball handling, great shooting, good passing. And Bills now. Skips up, 2 foot. Foot goes cross court, stolen by Nichols. Great anticipation by Natalie. Natalie inside. She's going to get a blocking foul. Great job there by Nichols. Gets the steal, goes the length of the court, goes up hard. She'll go to the free throw line. She's got 2 for 2 from the free throw line already. We'll see if we can't get our first point of the second quarter right here. That's South Summit. A little bit of offensive drought. Natalie's first shot will hopefully find its way in the bucket. It looks good, and it is. Great job there by Natalie. 3 for 3 from the free throw line. First point of the quarter for the South Summit Wildcats. Finally into double figures, trail by 19, 29-10. Natalie has a nice rotation here at the free throw line as well. Shot is up. It's going to rattle in. Great job, Natalie. Just what South Summit needs. A steal leading to an easy bucket. And Coleman's going to check in for Martindale on the Wasatch side. 29-11 score. Stopping a 14-0 run for the Wasps. Bills over to Tolis. South Summit staying in the zone right here. Open baseline jumper to Coleman. Coleman way too far. Fight for the board. Reedhead trying to get it. Goes to Berg. Cross court inside to Tolis. Turning shot is no good. Another rebound by Coleman. She goes up again. And off the glass, Coleman gets the offensive putback. Offensive rebounding proving costly to South Summit. Unable to get to board. And Coleman pays it off as Nichols with the jumper. Great job, Natalie. Doing her best to get the run going back to the South Summit side. 4 points in a row by Natalie. The only 4 points of the quarter. 31-13 lead for South Summit. Natalie working hard. Deflects another ball. Leads to a turnover. Great job there, as this game's only going to get turned around from this defensive side. And there's 2 consecutive turnovers on the Wasps. Be South Summit basketball.
Natalie sure is playing a great game.
Always a great, great defender. Probably the best defender on this team. Her and Taylor Reedhead both do a great job defending. And Natalie really quick as well, as Sammy Rogers has checked back into the ball game. They go baseline to Reedhead. Reedhead goes and kicks out to Wolstenham. Over to Natalie, now opposite baseline. Over to Nicole Fitzgerald. And Rogers has the ball knocked away by Bills. Goes inside to Reedhead. Nice pass. And ball's going to be knocked away. Good pass from Natalie. From the left elbow inside to the right block. Taylor gets it blocked away, but a nice series there for South Summit. Good ball movement. Got a good shot. See if they can't build on that again as South Summit goes to a stack set. And they filter off. Natalie trying to find somebody who's going to have to go up top. Ball is stolen by Martindale. Taylor's trailing it. And Martindale will get another bucket. 33-13 lead, 20-point lead again for Wasatch. Another turnover leading to an easy bucket for the Wasps.
Boy, watching Martindale play, you realize she has two speeds, fast and faster.
And Coleman, great pass again. Turning into a bit of a layup drill from Coleman and Martindale. Martindale now with 14 points in the half, and most of them have been on the layup. Again, down to that right block. Nicole unable to grab it on the great pass. And one more time, a turnover. What's been a very dismal second quarter here for South Summit. 48 seconds left in the quarter. Wasatch taking their time on this possession, down to 40 seconds. Coleman tries to split a seam and does. Left hand, no good. Fight for the board there, and Hone comes down with it. Kicks off to Hardman. Inside to Martindale with the jumper. Martindale rims out. Wasatch continuing to get the offensive boards. Good hustle there by number 23, Hone. She gets the board. They go inside to Hardman off the glass, no good. Fight for the board, and again down comes Wasatch. Nichols comes out with the loose ball. Good steal by Natalie. 12 seconds, and Bills sneaks into the play to knock it out of bounds. Wasatch seeming to get to all these loose balls. As some of these girls probably a bit winded. They've played several minutes in the varsity and JV games. As they kick out to Taylor. Taylor goes baseline to Natalie, and she's going to be fouled by Coleman. That'll be the 16th foul on Wasatch, and the first personal foul on Coleman. Natalie Nichols will inbound for South Summit. A couple of late defensive subs try to stay out of foul trouble for Wasatch. Number 5, Tolis, and number 35 for Wasatch, Allison Johnson. So inbounding, Natalie Nichols with 6 seconds left, goes out to McKay. McKay puts up a deep three, no good, and Hardman throws the ball up high. Goes off the rafter here, the beam above, so that'll give South Summit one more quick look. They'll have to catch and shoot. 0.4 seconds. Go to Ray right there, shoot. Good, Ray, get in, no good. Good attempt there at the end of the second quarter, having a tough job to overcome here with Wasatch. 35-13, leading by 22 going into halftime. We'll take a break. This halftime's brought to you by Intermountain Healthcare in Park City. South Summit trailing 35-13. Got some work to do. See if they can't make some adjustments at half. Come out with some new energy in this third quarter. We'll be back with third quarter action in about 10 minutes. 30 seconds left in this halftime. Jeremy Fierro, Cody Bowen bringing you South Summit girls basketball. Rough first half as South Summit hung in there that first quarter and did pretty well. Only trailed by 6 points, 15-9 after the first quarter. And we're close early at 8-7, but on a 14-0 run by Wasatch, they extended a lead to about 20. It's maintained 20 for about the second half of that second quarter. And now at halftime, Wasatch is leading 35-13. South Summit only had 2 girls score in that first half. Natalie Nichols had 8 and Rachel Rydalch had 5. South Summit's got to get some more scoring. They are down 2 starters tonight, Sierra Davis and Josie Graychuk, who they both missed dearly. We'll see if these girls can't find a way to scratch back in this. It's going to start down here at this defensive end. Turnovers were a huge problem in that first half as South Summit had way too many that led to probably half of those points by Wasatch. Easy buckets on transition. So minimize some turnovers, get some of their own, see if they can't scratch their way back in. Wasatch starts with the ball, and Coleman will drive hard to the right-hand side, has to fly off to the right-hand side. Fading jumper, finds a way somehow, she gets it in, and with that bucket, Wasatch gets the first 2 points of the third quarter as they go inside to Reedhead. Reedhead kicks out, back to Nichols, tries to go back into her. Ball's kicked by Wasatch. It'll be South Summit basketball. Hannah Peterson will inbound for the Wildcats. They go to Rachel Rydalch with an open 3. Need one of those, just rims out. And Martindale comes down with the bucket, goes deep to Coleman. It's going to be knocked away, and it will be South Summit basketball. A little bit of an errant pass there by Wasatch. They haven't had a lot of those. Typically those breaks have led to easy buckets. Wasn't there that time as South Summit's transition defense much better on that possession. 3 girls were back to break up the play. They get the turnover. See if they can't convert. Start putting something together offensively as Wolstein kicks over to Hannah Peterson. Not much of an inside presence here, missing those 2 girls, Davis and Graychuk, as Peterson with the turnover. Loses it, slips out of her hands, and it goes off to Bills. And it's starting how it did early with Wasatch on the break. Bills gets into the lane, no good, fight for the board. Hannah Peterson comes down with it. Great job by Hannah. Out fighting Martindale for the rebound. And she'll bring it up left-hand side. South Summit's got to get hot here from the outside. 3-pointers would certainly make this thing closer as Reedhead's ball is knocked out by Coleman.
I mean, you said it just before, Cody. The inside game is missing from South Summit. It would be nice to have one of those 2 tall girls that are sitting out on the bench right now with injuries.
Yep, they need a little bit of an inside presence. Sierra Davis has been playing well down low, and Graychuk is able to do work her way around in that inside too. She's also a great ball handler, so having to fill in a lot of holes tonight, and McKay is going to lose it out of bounds. Just having a hard time holding on to the ball tonight, these girls are, and another turnover will go over to Wasatch. Martindale will walk it up for the Wasps. 2 minutes into this third quarter, leading by 24 now. And Hardman with a nice curl, gets the look, great job there by Wasatch, getting another easy look on a good pass as she curls around the high post on a screen, and without any help, that's an easy bucket for Wasatch as Reedhead kicks off to Hannah Peterson. Great job that time by South Summit, and this time Nichols gets into the lane. Natalie Nichols into double figures with 10 points, 10 of the 15 for South Summit, and Natalie doing her best to keep South Summit in the ball game, but she needs some help here. Martindale gets into the lane with the left hand, and she's going to get fouled on the drive. It'll be Wasatch ball out of bounds. So Martindale, great player there for Wasatch. 14 points in that first half. And inbounding will be Coleman. And Hardman goes back to Coleman off the inbounds. Ball stolen away. Good job by Hannah. Good hands, and South Summit's on the break. Hannah brings it up, tries to get into the lane, and she's going to get a blocking foul on Wasatch as Hannah takes it in hard. A lot of contact. Fouls on number 23. That is Hone for Wasatch.
Number 23, Childs. Peterson gets 2 from the line.
Nice to see South Summit girl drive it up into the lane, though. Peterson took it in there. We've been missing that inside presence, and look what happens. Get it inside, go up for the layup, creates an opportunity.
Finally, someone else gets on the scoring column for South Summit. Hannah Peterson with her first point of the night, and she gets 2 free throws. Great job, Hannah. There's some help. That's what South Summit needs. 17-13 39 deficit for South Summit. Be nice if they could get this down to around 10 or 12 at the end of this third quarter. They're going to have to go on a run here as Martindale gets into the lane. Ball stolen away. Great job. Good hands by South Summit. And Nichols comes out quickly. Hands off to Peterson. Peterson in the lane. Oh, no good off the glass. Fight for the board. And it's going to be Wasatch basketball. Hannah got a great shot. Just unable to convert off the glass. Rydalch was trying to get the offensive board. Scramble for it. It goes off Rydalch. It'll be Wasatch basketball. 5:09 left, third quarter. And South Summit now back into the man-to-man. Has been working pretty well here in these last couple of possessions. Gotten a couple of steals. This time screens inside to Hardman. Hardman up off the glass. And Taylor Hardman with another bucket. And the sophomore from what was right here in Camas Valley, moved to Wasatch about 3-4 years ago, playing nice minutes here for Wasatch as a sophomore. Has about 3 buckets on the night. It's a 41-17 lead for Wasatch. And McKay hustling well to save the errant pass. Rachel gets an open look, no good, and it'll be Wasatch basketball.
I was wondering why Hardman's face was looking familiar. What was her older sister? Was that Haley?
Yeah, Haley Hardman, yep, her older sister. She's the daughter of Charlie and Jenny Hardman, granddaughter of Steve Hardman. So it'll be Wasatch basketball. 4:22 left, offensive foul on the pick by Martindale.
I think that's her third foul.
That is, third personal foul on Martindale, and that'll be the second team foul on Wasatch. And that will turn the ball over to South Summit. Snyder's checked into the ball game for Rydalch. She goes down low from Reedhead. Snyder kicks up. Ball is stolen away. Tough pass cross court by Jade. Too much air under it, and Bills brings it back for Wasatch. Coleman dribbling hard into the lane, and Hannah Peterson will reach in and get the foul for South Summit. Coleman goes hard into the lane. And that'll be the second team foul on South Summit, third personal foul on Hannah Peterson. And a lot of check-ins here for Wasatch. Up by 24. They bring in 4 new girls. That's Tolis.
Bethany Burnham.
Bethany Burnham, number 14 is, haven't seen her in the ball game yet.
Allison Johnson comes in.
Allison Johnson and Kim Brown. So 4 new girls for Wasatch, bringing fresh bodies in. A lot of things that South Summit doesn't have tonight is a long list of fresh bodies. Haven't seen Sydney Vadrine as she's nursing a tight Achilles. And Sammy Rogers now will check in. 3:44 left in the third quarter. Number 35 for Wasatch at the free throw line. And Johnson gets the shot. And Allison will get another one as Rogers checks in for Peterson. Hannah Peterson's played a lot of minutes tonight, basically the majority of both games. And Johnson's second free throw is up and no good. Nice box out by Nichols. And Natalie brings it out quickly for South Summit, goes to Reedhead. Reedhead goes through 2 South Summit girls' hands, and McKay on the other side comes down with it. Reedhead into the lane, kicks out to Wolstenhume, and Natalie goes high post to Rogers. Rogers, a good-looking free throw jumper, no good. Coming down with the board is Taylor Reedhead, and she's fouled by number 30 of Wasatch, Bethany Burnham. That'll be the 4th team foul on Wasatch, first personal on Bethany. That'll send Taylor Reedhead to the free throw line. Taylor scoreless on the night. See if she can't get into the scoring column. First free throw's up and no good, as Reedhead misses the free throw. And Taylor will have a second. South Summit trailing by 25, as Reedhead's second is no good. Misses them both. Coleman with the rebound. Lots of things they can work on, as this really, as we mentioned, is the first real varsity game in over 2 weeks. As we mentioned, they've been rotating girls at some big school JV tournaments and hasn't played a real varsity game since the Union game here 2.5 weeks ago. So starting to work things out again as we get set for region play that starts next week. Inside, beautiful pass there. Wow. Inside to Burnham. And number 30, Bethany Burnham, on the nice assist, gets the bucket. It's 44-17 lead for Wasatch. Inside to Snyder. Snyder goes inside. Ball's knocked away. It'll stay with South Summit.
Looks like number 11 checking in there for Wasatch.
Lots of new. That's Tori Bills back into the game for Wasatch. And they go out to McKay. Nice inbounds play. Just can't get it to fall tonight. McKay just rims out, and Bills quickly goes coast to coast. And McKay Wolstenholme gets a hand in there as Snyder goes out on the quick outlet to Wolstenholme and over to Reedhead. Nice outlet by Jade. Jade goes inside to Rogers, and ball's knocked away by Wasatch as Rogers fighting hard to get the loose ball. It'll stay with South Summit.
Good hard pass there by Nichols. That's the only way to get it inside on this quick Wasatch defense.
Rogers getting some good minutes here by Wasatch, or inside the Wasatch. Nice job there by Sammy Rogers. Good inbounds play. She sealed really well on the screen. Got a nice bounce pass out of bounds. And Rogers gets her first bucket of the night. Sammy now with 2 points. It's a 44-19 lead, and one more time with the little hook curl screen. Misses the shot this time, Bethany does, and Nichols back. Having a great rebounding night. Close to 10 rebounds for Natalie as McKay goes up for the shot. And one more time, Natalie Nichols with the offensive board and the putback. And Natalie with 4 points in the quarter leads South Summit with 12. Over half of South Summit's points from senior Natalie Nichols. And many of those coming off hustle points, I'd call them, from offensive boards and fast break buckets. And Rogers gets the defensive board. McKay over to Reedhead. See if we can't put back-to-back buckets. Jade Snyder open three, and it's good! Jade with the three-pointer. South Summit scores 5 in a row. Cut it to 20. Still hanging on to some life here. As Wasatch trying to shut down a little mini run. South Summit continuing in the man-to-man. Deep three off the glass.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Not many top of the key bank shots are called. Well, that one goes in, and Snyder goes and has her shot blocked as she went baseline. And coming back quickly, Wasatch off the glass again, and now number 35 for Wasatch. Scores 5 in a row, Allison Johnson, and she has her own little mini run. Snyder comes back with the three-pointer, no good. Hard off the iron. And over to Nichols. Nichols goes baseline. Ball's knocked away. Hustling Natalie is trying to get the ball, and Reedhead will knock it out of bounds. It'll be Wasatch basketball. Still fighting hard, Nichols, Reedhead on that possession. Checking in will be Sydney Vadreen and Rachel Reidholtz with Snyder, Nichols, and Rogers out on the court. Wasatch has 17 seconds in this possession, leading by 25. South Summit had gotten it to 20 until a Johnson little 5-0 run for herself. Go inside to Bethany Burnham, no good. South Summit's got 3 seconds, gonna have to hustle. And a kick on Wasatch will give South Summit the basketball with 1.4 seconds left in this third quarter. Natalie will have to throw a softball pass. She can, down to maybe Jade, who's just beyond half court. Nobody guarding her, but they'll go. They'll let it bounce for a minute, which is a nice move here. Rachel will pick it up and shoot, and shot's no good. And with the break, 3 quarters into this ball game, South Summit still trailing big, losing 49-24. We'll be back with the fourth quarter action. Start of the fourth quarter. South Summit's trailing 49-24 out on the court for this fourth quarter is Rogers, Vadreen, Rydalch, Snyder, and Nichols. Rydalch, wide open three. Looks good, and it is Rachel Rydalch with the three-pointer. Great way to start this fourth quarter. Nice inbounds play for South Summit. They get the deep three from Rachel, and she has now 8 points on the night. Second leading scorer for South Summit behind Natalie Nichols. 22-point lead for Wasatch. Goes inside to Childs. Childs rims out, no good. And Nichols with the rebound again. Natalie quickly back on the other side. Inside, great take by Natalie.
She's got to have a double-double by now, Cody.
She does. In fact, she might have a 15 boards. And she's going now for her 13th and 14th point. Having a great night. I wish we had the rebound stats because she has a bunch, and she can go cross court to cross court, one end of the court to the other very quickly. One of the quicker players for South Summit.
Just a great athlete.
She is. Great athlete. Done well from the free throw line tonight. Gets 1 of 2. And Natalie now 4 or 5 of 6 on the night. Leading scorer for South Summit. South Summit now trims that margin to 21. It's been up as big as 25. See if they can't get it into the teens. Hardman over to Coleman. Coleman's on the right wing, goes down low to Martindale. Nice move by Martindale, but misses the easy one. Good rebound by Rydalch. And Rydalch comes out with it for South Summit. She'll bring it into the front court for the Wildcats and goes over to Natalie. Natalie on the left wing, goes cross court to Rachel Rydalch. Rachel goes baseline, tries one off the runner, no good. Fight for the board, Martindale fighting for it. And Coleman comes out of the loose ball. Coleman off the right side, pulls up a little jumper. Great shot by Coleman. Frozen rope, man, as it barely got over the rim. Banged in on the backside of the rim. Coleman's had a great game. She's got to be in mid to upper teens as well. 51-28 lead as Natalie will kick back out to Rachel. Rachel, another three-pointer, just short. Right on line, but a hair short, and coming out with it is Childs for Wasatch. Martindale gets the dish off from Childs, and she'll bring it in the front court over to Hardman. Hardman looking for those little cutters coming around that high elbow screen. There it is from Coleman. Coleman goes left hand. She's gone to that move several times as Coleman softly up off the glass. 53-28 lead for the Wasps. And South Summit having to rely a lot on outside shooting. They could heat up a little bit. They'd be able to shorten this gap as Sydney Vadreen now goes cross court to Rachel Rydalch. Rachel goes baseline, gets the ball up above her head. It's blocked, and there's a foul. And we'll see if they call it shooting. I think she was looking to pass. And they'll give her 2 shots. So Rachel Rydalch will go to the free throw line. Foul is on number 24, Taylor Hardman. Her second personal foul and the 15th foul on Wasatch. Rydalch's shot, beautiful free throw there by Rachel. And she's got her 9th point of the night. 5:40 left, fourth quarter. Will be a learning opportunity here as you watch the film of this game for South Summit. A lot of things they can improve on, but that's why you schedule these games with teams like Wasatch. And there's going to be a foul on Wasatch. And who's it going to be on? Number 3, it looks like they'll call it on. Number 3 for Wasatch is Megan Thatcher. As Wasatch using a lot of subs here as Rydalch gets one, goes cross court over to Vadreen. Vadreen, a little jumper, no good, but there on the rebound, but Jade Snyder blocked away, and Wasatch is back out on the break. Martindale, beautiful on the fast break. Martindale having a great game tonight. As she is very quick on those breaks and is able to maneuver very well. And another poor pass there by South Summit, stolen away by Wasatch. And Martindale should have gone right to the bucket. Nobody was in front of her. She turns it over, and Sydney Vadreen will bring it back for South Summit. Over to Snyder. Open look. No good. And Childs comes down with it. South Summit firing up some quick shots. Down big. I guess they need to put some up quickly, but unable to get any offensive boards as no girls are able to get under there on that quick shot. There's the quick turnaround. as those girls are going to have to start going under that screen, that curl screen, until they start hitting some of those outside shots. Wasatch hasn't had to hit any as Martindale gets another easy look underneath. A lot of cutters come off those high post screens, and Martindale this time goes back door and gets another wide open easy look under the basket.
Those Lady Wasps move really well without the ball.
They do. Have a nice offense they like to run, and they're running it well. Redulch into the lane, and she's going to be fouled and will go to the free throw line again. So Rachel, 9 points on the night. Try to get into double figures. 4:11 left in the ball game. 57-29 lead for Wasatch. Redulch's shot is up, no good, just rims out. It's been that kind of night for South Summit. Close, but not close enough. As Nichols checks in with Wolstenhume, Reedhead and Peterson, along with Redulch and Nichols. Redulch's second shot is good, and Redulch goes 1 for 2 again from the free throw line. 10 points on the night for Rachel. She has South Summit's 5 points here in this fourth quarter. And now checking in for Wasatch. Number
Stolen.
21, Bailey Meyer. South Summit steals the basketball, and Redulch goes hard to the lane. Doing a good job of getting to the rim and has been fouled now 3 consecutive times. She'll go to the free throw line one more time. Still fighting hard. Good to see here. This game is a little bit out of reach right now, but a lot of things they can still improve upon, and one of them might be free throw shooting. So those free throws look a little tired, as Rachel is another one of the girls that have played an entire JV game as well as varsity game. Rachel's second shot, short again. And number 34 for Wasatch has checked in and throws the ball out of bounds. Number 34
Van Rosendahl.
Morgan Van Rosendahl. So Van Rosendahl. They go cross court over to Reedhead. Pull up for a little jumper. Ball's blocked as Reedhead dribbled into a little bit of traffic, unable to get it up quick enough. And it'll be Wasatch basketball. South Summit basketball, as Hannah will inbound to Redulch with the 3 on line. Just rims out again. Just a little bit of tired legs. Those balls coming up short. It was perfectly on line. We had a great angle, and it falls short. 3:34 left as Wasatch now with a lot of younger players in. South Summit trying to stay with them in this man-to-man. Inside cutter. Trying to find someone as Johnson kicks it out. No good. Fight for the board. And Bethany Burnham working hard. But Hannah Peterson steps on the line as she tries to save it. It'll stay with Wasatch. Hannah Peterson always working hard on the defensive and offensive boards. One of the great rebounders on this team. She and Natalie Nichols, they have a bulk of the rebounds here. Inbounds play goes to Van Rosendahl. And one more time, Natalie Nichols comes down with the rebound and quickly brings it into the front court. Goes to Redulch, who kicks over to McKay Wolstenhume with the 3. No good. Goes to Reedhead. Reedhead goes inside. She's going to be fouled by Burnham. She'll go to the free throw line. Taylor Reedhead trying to get into the scoring column. Missed 2 free throws early. He's got a chance to score now, as Taylor will go to the free throw line. South Summit trailing by 27. And Reedhead's shot is no good. And Taylor got to sink one of these. Second one is up and good. Taylor with the free throw gets her first point of the night. 57-31 lead for Wasatch. We're under 3 minutes in this fourth quarter. Well played game tonight by Wasatch. Shot really well, played great defense. Good hustle there by Rachel Redulch. Trying to come down with the steal, diving out of bounds. Great effort there by Rachel. And it'll stay with South Summit. Give her the steal and a turnover, as South Summit now will get a possession. 2:46 left. Natalie will inbound to Peterson. Hannah goes over to Nichols. Ball slips out of her hand. Trying to look for the next pass before she caught it. Turnover South Summit. So Wasatch gets a big win here in Camas. First game off the break. As we mentioned, South Summit girls play Providence Hall next Tuesday. And then they head to the Snow Canyon tournament next weekend in Enterprise. So a Friday-Saturday tournament at Enterprise next Friday, Saturday, and then region play starts the following week. So another couple of tune-up games here in the next week.
That Providence Hall game, I think it's a 2 o'clock game, Cody.
Yeah, there's a boys and a girls game, right? Girls game at 2, I believe, a boys game at 4. So they're playing rotating boys and girls game during the day on Tuesday, so come and join us for that. As Reedhead tries to go baseline, ball's knocked away. 2:11 left in the ball game. Peterson inbounding for South Summit. Goes up top to Reidalch for an open 3. This one's offline, no good. And the rebound to Berg, and Reidalch will come up with the steal. Great hustle there by Rachel. On the outlet by Berg, a little too far. Rachel ran it down. And Rachel will go over to McKay. Top of the key to Reedhead. Baseline to Peterson. Nicely done. Off the glass. Hannah Peterson. First bucket of the night. 4 points. A couple of free throws as well. 1:42 left in the ball game.
Great to see how hard these South Summit girls hustle even though they're down by 24.
Yeah, these girls were short of numbers anyway. I believe they only have 18 or 19 girls total in the program, and they have to play 3 games. So a lot of these girls, in fact, most of them have to play parts of 2 games. And it starts wearing on you, especially when you haven't had a game in, over a week.
Or practice.
Yeah, or much practicing. So hopefully they've been doing some working out on their own on the break, and most of them I know have talked about doing that. They go cross court to Reidalch, and it's stolen away by Tolis. And Tolis goes hard to the lane, hard off the glass, and a charging foul on Wasatch. Good job by Wolstenhume taking the charge. Nice smart play there by McKay.
What I've noticed for these Wasatch girls is 2A, 3A, 4A, or 5A, it doesn't matter. They are all very good ball handlers.
Yeah,
they know how to take it to that hole.
Reidalch walks it up for South Summit. McKay, beautiful pass.
Wow.
Great assist by McKay cross court as Peterson gets consecutive buckets for the Wildcats. 6 points now for Hannah Peterson. Down to 44 seconds in the ball game. Top three-pointer short, and Peterson with the board and hustling one more time. Peterson goes over to Nichols. Nichols baseline to Wolstenhume. Takes the jumper, rims in. Good job there by McKay. Gets her first bucket of the night.
Cut it to 20.
Down to 20 one more time. It's really been about an even game since the second quarter, but they just got down way too far on about a 15-0 run in that second quarter. It's been pretty even since then, but
there had to be 7 turnovers in that 15-0 run.
Yeah, it was
that's what hurt really
tough
bad.
break that led to quick, easy buckets. And with 13 seconds left, Wasatch is at the free throw line. So number 14 for Wasatch getting the bucket. That's Kim Brown on the free throw. Her first point of the night. 58-31 lead or 37 lead for Wasatch. She gets the second. And Peterson will inbound for South Summit. Reidalch now over to Wolstenhume and across to Nichols. Nichols having a little trouble handling it. Goes cross court to Peterson. Peterson takes the jumper. Rims out. A lot of shots have rimmed out, and that will do it. There's a lot of tired South Summit girls playing a lot of minutes. Fought hard. A little outmatched tonight by Wasatch on a couple of great games by Coleman and Martindale especially, but all the way around. Good team there from Wasatch as they beat our girls 59-37. Nice night by Natalie Nichols. She had 14 points on the night, probably 15, 16 boards. Rachel Reidalch was the second leading scorer with 10. Hannah Peterson with 6. So good game by South Summit, good effort. Tough team to play, and that will get them started here as we get to the new year and start this region schedule coming up. It's going to be a tough region with Gunnison, North Summit, one of the better teams in the state. Manti will be much improved. ALA will do well. Summit Academy does well. It's going to be a tough region run, so these girls hopefully tune their games in quickly. Jeremy, what do you think?
You know, I was impressed with the drive of these girls. Like you said earlier, they have already played a whole game before this. We're short players, but they didn't give up one bit. The hustle went all the way through to the very end of the game.
Yep, good effort. Nice hustle. So thanks for joining us tonight. We want to thank Intermountain Healthcare in Park City for being a big sponsor of South Summit Athletics, as well as All West Communications, and appreciate Jeremy Fierro and his student group, Tyler Barton, Jex Rummel bringing you camera action. So look forward to us bringing you the games on Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Having a great weekend. We'll talk to you on Tuesday.